start with intentions and distractions. My intentions for the call are I really want to clean up the Giveth planning board. I think that there's a lot of stuff on there that we were like, oh, that's a good idea, and then we kind of forgot them, and it's getting to be chaotic and a lot of issues assigned to people, and I think like maybe they're not even getting done, and I want to clean it together because every time I look at it alone, I'm like, I don't know. And I also wanted to discuss updates to our Twitter bio. I've been getting a lot of really cool insights from Steve, who's our Twitter specialist. So I kind of want to get your guys' feedback on it. Plus, everything else that's on the agenda here, the donor course, adding review to Twitter, newsletter, strategy document, checking in on Gitcoin projects and any other things. And I am not distracted, and I will pass it to Ahmad.
Awesome. Yeah, so my intentions similarly are just to catch up on things, talk about the upcoming newsletter that we have that we're sending out at the end of next week. So we still have time for it. I also wanted to talk about adding review to the Twitter also. So we can talk about that probably when we talk about like the Twitter bio and stuff. And finally, I'd like to also talk about the donor course. I think we're basically done. The only bottleneck or like only blocker is the POAP. So I'd like to talk about that also. And I'm not distracted, and I'll pass it to Kotabi.
Hey everyone. Okay, so my intention again, syncing up, seeing if I can help in anything. I have a couple of emails pending, but anyways, like if I can, if there's anything that I can help with, that's good. Distractions, yeah, not much. I'll pass it to Suga.
Thanks, Kotabi. Oh yeah, so I'm here just to help things move along. Distractions, I have a really terrible headache. Yeah, terrible. And I'll pass it to Sim.
Thanks, Suga. Hey everyone. Intentions, just to catch up on the issues that Lauren's talking about. Also to just share the updates for the strategy doc and the content and incorporating Ahmad's comments and how we can move forward on that. And then no distractions currently. And I'll pass it to Ashley.
Hey guys, good to see you all. My intentions for the call are just to see what's going on in comms, see how the board's looking, see what's up, how are things going, catch up on anything. I looked through at my issues and I didn't see anything that was too pressing, but a couple things that I can keep in mind. And yeah, I have a couple distractions. The people are here trying to install new internet and so a couple things like this, but I'm still here with you all. I will pass it to Michelle.
I'm actually new here and I'm not very sure how the calls go like. It's my second day with Giveth. I attended the call yesterday as well. Hi. So I think we're talking about why we're attending the call, if somebody can help me.
Yeah, so we do this thing called intentions and distractions. So you just kind of can say why you're in the call, what your intentions are to talk about here, and if you have anything that's taking you away from it, any distractions.
Okay. I was onboarded with the design team by Marco, Mo, and Tosini, and I've been working with them with a few issues. And I'm also designing a few POAPs. And I heard somebody mention that as well a couple of minutes back. I do not have any distractions right now. Thank you.
Nice, thank you. It's so good to have you in the call. I heard about you, and so your name is Michelle?
My name is actually Mio, but it's Mio, yeah, Mio. Yeah, cool. But it's a funny thing that I kept Michelangelo for my Twitter.
Do you want to be called Michelangelo or Mio?
You can call me by the artist, Michelangelo. That's fine.
Okay, great. Well, nice to meet you, Michelangelo. We also have this culture of passing things. So do you want to pass it to someone else who hasn't gone? Pass it to Jesse or Griff.
Okay. Yeah, I pass it to Jesse.
Okay, hi everyone. Yeah, so my intention for the call is to, recording the call, and I don't have any distraction. I will pass it to Griff.
Just hanging out, no strong intentions other than to say great tweet today. Really like the Giveth Trace tweet. And as far as distractions, none. Oh, many. I'll be doing other things. If you want my attention, just say my name.
Thanks, Griff. I think that's everybody, right? Okay, great. So maybe we go through everything on the agenda and then go through the board at the end. I think that I think we can do it relatively quickly. So we'll start here with the Twitter revisions and updates. We have this really cool Twitter specialist whose name is Steve, and he works in the shadows and sometimes talks to me. And he was saying that, like, so on our Twitter, there's the banner space and then there's the bio space, and it's like there's space to play with to get the message across of like what is Giveth and like what are we doing, kind of like, and why you should follow us, kind of like some credibility pieces. So I got Roger to make this new banner, which I think is like really sweet. So it's like, instead of just like right now it says Giveth, 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 it's like, you get it, it's Giveth. It's like, we don't really need to say Giveth again. So the banner space could actually be used to like say something that's like what we're actually doing: donate crypto, get rewarded. So it's kind of like punchy, draws you in. And I think the banner is sweet, but I'm working on some ideas for the bio, and I just wanted to get a little bit of like feedback on what you guys might think. So I was thinking, like, okay, so some of the ideas are like using our mission statement. Right now, for example, it's literally just our mission statement: build a culture of giving that rewards and empowers those who give. And it's okay, but it doesn't really say anything about like donating, about the rewards, or about like any of the other things that we are. So I tried to kind of like summarize the things that we do and put it into kind of like one banner. And I also thought about, adding a stat of like the rewards that we've given to donors that I could probably get. So I was thinking something like transforming the way we fund public goods, crypto philanthropy, refi, zero fees, DAOs. There was also other ideas I put in there like crowdfunding. I think donor rewards, since it's already in the banner, isn't like really necessary. And we could say transforming the way we fund public goods, or rewarding and empowering those who give, building the future of giving. And so anyway, I would love to just get like a little bit of feedback from anyone in this call on, what do you think? Like, what do you think are like the catchiest things that would bring donors in, that would like actually get them to follow? And like, do you like any of these for bio updates? Do you think refi is too confusing because a lot of people don't know what it is?
Yeah, I like the second one the most.
Mm-hmm. You like this?
Yeah. And can we put links in this, or is this only text?
We can put links, but they take up a lot of characters, and there is one spot to put a link here. So I think we could, but I would avoid it unless it's going to add a lot more value than the link.
So we can put links, but it has to actually be the link. We can't just highlight text and hyperlink to something.
No.
Okay.
I definitely like more the reward and empowering those who give. I think it's more direct and really understandable for anyone, even if it's not related so much to still the narrative of public goods.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd like if the word public goods is avoided, because amongst us we know what it is, but it might not be the same for our audience.
Cool. Yeah, that's good feedback.
I like the second, by the way.
You guys like the second one? the thing I'm worried about in the second one, I don't really like refi. I mean,
Yeah.
Stefan like, what is refi? And I'm like, oh, it's regenerative finance. And he's like, sure, like, could work for some people, but not for everybody.
And
Yeah.
crowdfunding is a more understood common term.
Yeah.
You had in the first one.
Yeah. Cool.
I would say though that I think it's missing two things potentially. One of them is it's not super clear if you read this, if you don't know who we are, that they can actually donate on our platform. I mean, if I just read this, I might think it's I don't know, like a group of people that are coming together for donations, but it's not very clear that they could donate on the platform. So I guess that's the first thing.
It'll say it in the bio, in that banner.
Oh, okay, yeah. If it's in the picture, that makes it more obvious.
So this is the picture. I'm going to go with it. I love the picture. I'm keeping it like this, except I'm going to make the yellow more clear. But so it'll say, welcome to the future of giving, donate crypto, get rewarded. So then the other thing is like, I don't want to be too redundant in the bio. So these things are like set in stone, like this part and this part, they're there. They're set in the bio. But keep going, Ahmad.
Right.
Yeah. Then my other point was, I think that there should be a call to action, but I think that it's in the image, so I think it's fine if there's at least one call to action, which is donate and get rewarded. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What do you guys think about over $5 million of rewards given to donors? Or I don't know what the number is actually, but I would actually look it up.
Yeah, depending on what the number actually is, I think having a stat is good as long as it looks good.
Yeah, I also agree.
And what would that, if you chose
amount of projects that we have, but pick a good stat that like, has a good number.
I chose, say, the first one, how would you fit in that last stat? The stat?
We could say 0 fees, crowdfunding, donor rewards, over 5 million, or I think that's even redundant. Like crypto donations, I feel like it's like crypto donations, since it says it in the banner, it's kind of redundant.
Or donor rewards, yeah.
Yeah, donor rewards, like I'm kind of bolding the ones I think are more useful or like haven't been settled. Maybe it should say like Ethereum, but actually that says it on our location.
I'm just wondering about crowdfunding as well. Do you think that that's going to be something that people would then want to donate more by seeing that? What does crowdfunding there?
Well, I think that doesn't that answer to what Ahmed was saying, where it lets people understand that this is a platform for that. I mean, I don't think it necessarily means people will donate more, but it's a highlight. It draws you in to what is this service, what is Giveth. It's crowdfunding. No?
Okay.
I do like the comment that Ahmad made about like having a call to action. I mean, I know it will give maybe some redundancy, but I think repetition is important for humans in general. And I don't know, maybe having something at the end that says, donate and get donations, earn rewards, and then like a emoji of a pointing hand there, and then the link or something. It's a very clear call to action of you can see it on the banner, but then if you see it there, also you sometimes don't read both of them. But if you see something and then pointing out there, and then you click on it, and then you're in the app, that's just my opinion.
Okay.
Would you be open to making like the second part like a full sentence? Like, I mean, that combines all of those points, like donate crypto through crowdfunding with 0 fees to transform the way that we fund public goods, or like something like that. So it's like a sentence that could turn into a call to action.
Yeah. To transform the way we... Yeah, that's an option too.
Don't forget, but that's leaving out the rewards.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I kind of disagree with the idea of repeating things within this, because there's like 160 characters and a picture space. So it's like in the bio, it's like, what is the most important information and how can we say it the shortest possible way? I think like when it's coming to like giving a talk or giving a blog post, that repetition is important, but like I would avoid too much redundancy. Like I think this is like the problem with our current bio. Too much redundancy.
Can I add something too?
Yeah.
I'd also like to add that I think that the first, if you're going to do the kind of by point version, seems like the first one should be a bit more eye-catching instead of the rewarding and empowering those, like shorter. You know, people have like shorter and shorter attention spans these days. So it's like the quickest, one of the shortest ones should come first. And I was thinking maybe, oh, could you go back up? The one, if you couple up something like crypto donations, donor rewards together, like with a plus sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
cool.
not impressed.
Well, oh, sorry. Did someone else have something to say?
I was just saying that I like that, crypto donations and donor rewards, because it immediately also tells you that it's Web3 related, that wasn't mentioned before. But I was just looking at the LinkedIn bio, and I think that we would just need to align all of the bios. Once we've agreed on this one, we should put the same thing on across all of them.
Yeah.
I quite like the LinkedIn one. I would just have a small tweak to it, but I think that was one of the first things that I saw before I knew about Giveth, and it says building the future of giving and charitable donations, rewarding and empowering those who give. And then people would also get a lot more context by the content that we're putting on. So, but either way, we would just need to be consistent across all of our channels once we've agreed on this one.
Okay. No, that sounds good.
And and adding to that, and back to what Kotavi and Ahmad said, even if it's not a sentence, I feel like coupling those two concepts together makes it look like, so to speak, a call to action. That you've got crypto donations plus donor rewards. It's like, that's pretty clear, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is exactly basically what it says in the banner.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that we don't have a call to action for then is signing on projects. So if you are a for good project, you won't necessarily have a call to action for you. Maybe we can incorporate something like
raise funds, 0 fees, or 0 fee fundraising.
Or even create a project.
Oh yeah.
It was just something that I thought, because as a donor, you would definitely look at that and say, this is for me, I'm going to investigate more. But then for a project owner, it would be nice to just create a project, or that's not clear enough. But something along those lines, if anyone else has got a better idea.
Cool. Okay, cool. Thanks for all the feedback, everybody. I'll try to come up with some different options there. Maybe we could like have like a vote. I'll like make a couple, and then we could have like a little bit of a vote. But yeah, let's move on to some other points just to make sure that we get to everything. So adding review to the Twitter. Ahmad. I saw that you added me. I mean, I opened all these things up that you tagged me on yesterday. I just didn't go to them yet. So, do you want to?
Yeah, so basically, what this service does is two things. So the first one is it makes a blog kind of like a Substack where you can view all of the previous newsletters that we sent in a single place. So we don't have to also post it on the docs. So if we send out a newsletter, it just comes here automatically. So that's the first benefit. The second benefit is it lets people subscribe directly here, and you can actually put a subscribe link on the Twitter bio. So yeah, so I mean, if we're fine with this and we're good to go, then we could just add it to Twitter. I already added everybody that subscribed from before onto this. So going forward, we could just start using it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay,
That's
I
really
guess
cool.
figure out how to do that, right? I got the
Yeah. Okay, so if you on the upper right, if you go to settings here, I think if you click on the logo maybe on the upper right, then yeah, I forgot which one it is.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's the other one. Cause there were two setting options. Yeah, account
Okay,
setting, and then integrations. I think in the middle from the menu. Yeah,
got
and then
it.
if you go to Twitter, yeah. Then from there you should be able to.
Cool. That's super cool. Okay, I'm gonna do it later. It's scary to
Okay,
do
yeah,
it
cool.
right now. Okay, cool, awesome. Cool. So to add review. Awesome. Great. So next item, donor 101 course. So yeah, we're blocked by the POAP getting activated, right? I mean, I haven't seen Ben's in a little while. Do you know where he's at?
Yeah, he sent a message saying he was traveling for a few days and he'll try to catch up on Thursday. So I think he's back online tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Suga's taking on writing the blog post for that. Yeah, so we talked about it yesterday in our buddy call. Did you have any questions on that, Suga, since yesterday?
Coming. There I am. Oh dear. No, not at all. And I also saw that Ahmad also just wrote the email, which I didn't look at. I only just saw that it's out there. So no, actually, I think that maybe one question is you were outlining the points, and I think they're in. Yeah, never mind. I know where all that is. It's all the stuff that you sent to Elizabeth. So I'm good.
Cool. Okay, yeah, nice. And yeah, short, snappy, simple. Don't stress too much about it or make it too hard. Yeah. Do you have do you know an estimated time of when you'd be able to make a first draft, Suga?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was planning to do it before the end of the week, so tomorrow, I guess.
Amazing. That'd be so cool. When it's ready, tag for sure me and Ahmad to take a look at it, and then.
Okay.
So I mean, if the blog post is done and we can get it QA'd and ready for early next week in the POAP too, we could, because for the newsletter, I was thinking it would be awesome to announce this in the newsletter as well if we could get it out before the end of the month. So yeah, I guess when Ben's is back too, let's just follow up on the POAP, and then everything else is done. Everything else is done. All the YouTube video descriptions, all that stuff is already in there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And for the QA stuff, I fixed most of them. There's a couple of videos that we might want to re-record later, but I think for now it's good to go.
Cool. Nice. So I'll make it tweet.
Is the POAP something that Ben's is already started and working on, or because they're very easy. Like I could help you probably today if it's the thing that's blocking you. But if he's already started on it, then
Yeah, he started it. I think the only thing is he was checking if he could make it where anyone can claim it without us having to whitelist the addresses first. But I think he already set it up. Yeah, I mean, so I think
Okay.
it just needs him to do like the final like touches on it, I guess.
All right, sounds good.
Cool. That's very exciting. So then it's announced in the newsletter. It's announced in a tweet thread. We'll have a Medium blog post published and say it in Discord. And I think that's probably enough hype up. We'll just then also pass it to the Connect working group, and it can be part of like the resources that we share with people who are kind of like onboarding and new to the system. Does anyone think like, I don't know, does anyone think it should be added anywhere else, like for ease of access for new donors?
I don't know if
We
we're
could add it
making
on the
use of
docs maybe later.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. At least
We
we
can
can add.
also.
Go ahead, Suga. I mean, Sim.
We can also add it on our Facebook and Instagram if we've got visuals for it.
True. Yeah, sure. Good
I
idea.
know, it's an extra thing, but once we've got it connected to Hootsuite, maybe that's an option, because then it's one layout that's then just put onto the other channels.
What
are you worried about?
Oh, it's just another thing, you know. I feel like if we're gonna really activate our Facebook and Instagram, we need responsible people for them. Like I don't know, you know, I don't even have the bandwidth to supervise them, and like in the call even, I'm not like, oh yeah, this is the person for it, you know. I don't think there's none of the people in this call are the people to take over the Instagram.
Yeah. Let's put that as a TBC for now. It's just an option.
I know.
We're planning for it.
It's kind of a nice idea though. Like, I mean, if we were to like post even the videos on our Instagram, like one at a time, like we could put like IGTVs, and that might be like a cool thing. But it's like, I don't know, it's like a whole strategy and a new can of worms that I'm like, cut scope.
Yeah. No, you definitely don't want to start something and then not really have a scalable plan for it. But let's see, maybe we can connect it up to Hootsuite or a similar one, if anyone else has got any suggestions on that. And then it'll be one layout that's done, and then that just goes to the different channels. Once it's all hooked up, it's much easier. I don't know if you've ever worked with a scheduler before.
Actually, you know, Ahmad was working on setting one up before, and I'm not sure if we did to cross post, at least with Facebook and LinkedIn.
Yeah, it was actually using Zapier. So basically, automatically, whenever someone tweets, we can post it. But Zapier is not really a schedule. It's more just like an automation thing. Yeah, like a linker kind of a thing. But yeah, Hootsuite would be one. There's other ones like Buffer is another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the one that I know that gives you the three free platforms, and we can choose which one, and maybe we can link one of them with a Zapier so that we can also get that for free. And yeah, we can maybe, Hootsuite and Instagram could be connected automatically. So maybe then it's just LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. The only difficulty is getting artwork. It's got a Twitter and Instagram are two different sizes. I'm not sure what's usually done in that case, but it's fairly standard once we've got that process worked out. And you can post Instagram sizes on Facebook. It's fine. It's just a square. So I'm happy to to set up Hootsuite. But I'll just need connection details. Maybe I can just liaise with Ahmad. I don't know if you've got connection details on that, if you previously were trying to do that with Zapier.
Yeah, I think we should share it through LastPass, Lauren. If
Yeah.
we fix the issue. Not sure.
Yeah. Yep. No, we can. We paid for LastPass. That was
Okay, nice.
pretty cheap. It was like $20 per year.
Yeah,
Something like that.
it's worth
So
it.
now we can share. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. I'm open to exploring it, but then I'm also like, but even if you set it up, like who's gonna watch it? Who's gonna like do all the coordination? I don't know. Even if it's just cross posting, like we should probably have someone who's like supervising. Maybe people comment or ask questions or like things like that. Like, and the way that it is for Facebook, it's like we have a Facebook page, not a Facebook account. So it's like individual users can be like added to the page, and I made like a dummy kind of like Giveth Facebook, but like it's like a person that's like a made up person, and then the person has ownership over that account. I mean, over the page. And I don't know, LinkedIn is also weird and similar. Like I had to do something similar for LinkedIn because the Giveth LinkedIn page isn't like owned by Giveth. It's like there's people who have like different tiers of ownership. Like Ashley's one of them, and I made like a dummy weird Giveth account to do it as well. And like, I don't know. And then if the Giveth person, I don't know, somebody would need to supervise it somehow. And to me, it's like the room I never go in, you know? It's like the room where you put all your boxes and it's messy in there and it's okay. Your rest of your house is clean. that's
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what would be a solution for it without someone, because they've got to be watching the channels at least every second day. You know, if we've got a little bit of a longer reply time, that's fine, but it shouldn't be longer than 2 days.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, and I'm just assuming no one in this call wants to do that, but leave it open for 5 seconds, 3 seconds.
I might be able to help with the LinkedIn just because we do use it sometimes to post jobs. So yeah, I mean, I do use LinkedIn sometimes, so I could post that, but not Instagram or Facebook.
The posting could be done still via the scheduler. It would really just be for replies. Replies on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly think we should not go there yet. And like, there's so many other things that we kind of need to focus on and like clean up for comms, even just like getting our like content planning down. I think we could like consolidate our bandwidth there better instead of trying to like take on new platforms that we right now are not totally neglecting. I mean, I don't know. Just doesn't seem good. Even
Maybe
if I'm
we won't get that many.
Reluctantly okay to do the LinkedIn sort of.
The thing is that I don't know at what point we're going to have enough resources to dedicate to replies, or how much of an impact they make. Maybe it's okay if we reduce it down to people responding once a week, you know, versus neglecting the channels altogether or not making use of them to spread the word, so not growing the channels.
But we just don't really even have a following there. So it's like even like building a following. Like it's not like it's like it was used a lot and then neglected. It's like nobody's posted on Facebook. Okay, Anne came on and she started trying to set it up a few months ago, but like when she posted like once or twice before she left. And okay, but before that it was like 2000 and I don't know. It was years ago. It was like 2019 or something like that were the last posts. And it's like nobody cares about that channel. It's not like there's an audience there already. It's like we would have to start attracting people, getting them interested, and it doesn't seem worth it to me, like considering all the other things that we have going on. Like, I think we need to, like, building a better way to explain givebacks to people, or like making more resources for like the projects that are asking questions when they're like coming and onboarding. Like, those are like, I think, more immediate needs that if we have bandwidth, we should allocate it there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe don't set up the Hootsuite. I think that the time that you're spending on this stuff is probably better spent on like the content calendar and like all this content plan stuff you're doing. I haven't even got to look at, but I really would like to look at it also in this call. So I think that's cool for the donor onboarding course. Let's move on to the okay, we got strategy document and newsletter. Let's touch on the newsletter because I think it'll be quick.
Very quick, Lauren. Didn't we had another person from Mexico last week on the Connect call that was interested in picking up Instagram and Facebook? I mean, I agree. We don't have the resources. Let's not do it right now. But didn't we had someone that already kind of like was raising the hand?
Yeah, Elizabeth, who's interested in getting a little more involved with Giveth. She's kind of like dancing in and out a little bit, and maybe it's a possible thing, but also it's like our token price is really declining. We're not really like trying to hire a lot more people. You know, it's getting to be like we're trying to like bring things in and focus on like main priorities, and I just don't think that the Instagram needs to be one of them, unless somebody came in really enthusiastically and it seemed like the best idea ever to hire them to do that role.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But let's do the newsletter. I put a bunch of suggestions in here for ideas. I did like, so Melanie had a suggestion to add in kind of like a basic definition of like, what does this mean? Which could be a cool idea, or like featuring a team member contributor. I thought they were cool ideas, but also open to kind of your guys' feedback. Do you think, what did you think of that, Aman?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. But I think that that the donor course would kind of satisfy that at least this month. I mean, like the how-to part.
Totally. Okay, cool. I put some ideas for content suggestions. So the donor course, I think, should be like a big feature. We're also looking for feedback on like adding this new feature. I think like having the link to the Typeform would be good. This was really exciting and cool, and like I think was like a nice Giveth mission and like a surprise. So like shouting out about Eat Barcelona is the video where Griff is singing. That's really cool.
I love it. Has everybody seen that? I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's so great. It's so cool. So cool.
In the one hive, yeah.
Or without things to keep on it. Provide value for society, so everything I own is becoming
The music's a little bit too loud. I want to hear Griff's voice more. They're so great.
Sorry. Yeah.
Eat Barcelona.
Check it out if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I think putting that in the newsletter would be fun. I also did this One Hive TV spotlight. And to be honest, I think we're also going to probably post the Giveth Galaxy blog post very soon. Like, I don't know, should we post, we should space these things out better too. Like Giveth Galaxy, and I think the donor course is going to be like both kind of ready next week. So we could push them both out next week and have them both through the newsletter, or we could do the Giveth Galaxy post like after and put the donor onboarding course out now. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's see where we are next week, I guess.
When's the next brand new set of copy going to come out? Articles are going to be 3 weeks from now, for instance. So it'll be 2 brand new articles and then nothing for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have anything really like planned. So we could do, I think the Giveth Galaxy post, I don't know. It's like, I would love to have it out sooner. We could I don't think we should do them in the same week. Maybe 1 week and then the following week at least.
I agree.
And it seems like, I hate to say it because the Giveth Galaxy's been waiting for ages, but I feel like the donor course should come first It's totally random though. Like I have this theory of why I think that's better, but it's totally just random. But reason being that the donor course I think is really going to make so much of the technical stuff really helpful to people. And then once they're in, they'll be like, okay, tell me more about what's going on here. How did this thing come about? What is it? Who are your friends? And that sort of thing. But that's just a theory. If it's the other way around, then I feel like Giveth Galaxy is really just for the people who maybe already know. I don't know. Like, oh yeah, great. Okay, TEC,
Totally.
common stats.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think the donor course would be better to prioritize, like on putting it out, and then the Giveth Galaxy after. Even though I'd like to see, because the Giveth Galaxy was like, also shilling the Commons Prize, which is like voting closes I think on Sunday or something. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we can discuss Suga and
Okay.
also
Okay.
time dependent on when the blog post is written for the onboarding course. But does anyone else have any suggestions for things to add to the newsletter that I missed? I didn't think of. I was kind of like scrolling through the Twitter, but like from this past month, like what were other exciting things? We've got token swaps. It's always good also to point attention to the Give farm. Like the Give DAI pool has like some pretty great APRs right now. And we announced it in our last newsletter, but where is it? Mainnet.
I mean, we said that it was coming soon, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, it is. It's live, and I think it doesn't have that much liquidity in it right now. So the APRs are like pretty high, like way higher than all the other pools. So yeah, I'm not sure who our audience is exactly for the newsletter, but if any of them are liquidity miners, it's like a great opportunity to earn sick rewards. Why is this not working? Wow. This is new. It's kind of weird that came up in the farm though. You can earn give to, what is this? Okay, sorry, new feature, have to copy edit. If you guys are ever using the DApp and you see stuff like this come up, like I've never seen this before, I've never read this, but like you can earn give token by donating to projects. It doesn't really work, and that doesn't look very professional. So if you're ever kind of using the DApp and stuff like this comes up, it's really good to make an issue with it. Like go to the V2 repo and make an issue and be like, hey, typos on this. Please change the copy to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes they I don't know, dev something up and cool. But anyway, I'll just leave that. Take a look at awesome projects on Giveth. You can also create a new project and receive donations. You can earn Give token by donating to projects. Donate to a project.
But the first thing, here is the things.
Yeah, did it say here's the thing?
You can do now.
Here's the things that you can do now.
Here.
Oh my gosh. This needs work.
Yeah.
This needs help. Okay.
Work.
A new pop-up. Can I give it to you, Suga?
Oh yeah. I can do that too.
Farm page without cool. Sorry for that derailing. But yeah, the Give DAI rewards are okay, yeah, they're like 500, they're like almost double what they are on the other pools. I mean, maybe worthwhile mentioning. Does anyone else have any like other ideas for the newsletter?
I've written some blog ideas in the content document, but they'll take some time to create, if not things that are already existing.
Okay, maybe for next month, but yeah, could also. Okay,
we could feature some of our partners. You know, I don't know who we collaborate with. I was looking at some Giving Block content for ideas around what we could post. I don't know how closely we collaborate with them, or whether we would want to promote not necessarily the Giving Block, but sometimes we retweet One Hive. But maybe we need to start looking for more partners that we can start promoting and creating good relationships with.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think like I suggested sharing this One Hive TV spotlight. This is a nice thing because it's like with One Hive, they spotlighted Giveth. I told them all about like different stuff that we were up to lately, and it's also like good to spotlight One Hive and the spotlight that they're doing. You know what I mean? I think that's a really good one that meets that criteria. The other thing that happened with One Hive this week was like, HoneySwap got hacked, but then they fixed it really quickly and they didn't lose a lot of money. So that was kind of cool, but I don't think we should really put in the newsletter. But yeah, I mean,
they also sent back money to anyone that lost money also. So no one was affected negatively, which is good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think it's worthwhile including, that could be a cool story. And yeah, and then it was kind of like, because Give holders could have been affected by it. I did announce it and like tweet about it from Giveth, because it was like if you were trading, we have a lot of liquidity for Give on HoneySwap. So if you were trading Give on HoneySwap, then you could have ended up being part of this hack.
I think that would be a good idea, just to show what things are happening, what's going on usually, and just to bring maybe awareness, even though a lot of people probably already know what happened.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, I'll put it in the comment as well, Ahmad, and you can kind of pick from that what you like. So
yeah, maybe bring it like in the positive retrospect. Say, this happened, but it was fixed very quickly, just like the guys mentioned here. So, yeah, I think that'd be good.
Cool.
Are there ever any stats of really good weeks for some of our charity, some of our projects? Or...
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Colorado Multiverse in the last givebacks round got like, I don't know, a pretty hefty donation donated to them. I think it was like, it was over 50K, maybe it was 100K, and it was like, yeah, I think one of like the biggest donations that we've received in a givebacks round lately. Let's see, Colorado.
I think that's really good content that we should try and make part of each newsletter, even if it's sometimes quite a throwback because there isn't something that happened in the last month that was outstanding, but maybe it was a donation received, or you're mentioning the stats on how many givebacks were given to donors.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of thing, if we can promote that each time, that's directly information that affects people either creating their project or becoming donors.
Yeah, totally. I think that's a great idea. This is a perfect one for this round. I think it was like one of our biggest distributions of Give tokens. Also, like, I don't know what the dashboard for. I always forget the dashboard for Givebacks, because the Givebacks dashboard has those great stats where you can see like the amount of donations per round, et cetera, and that might be like cool to check out when you're making the newsletter, Ahmad. Yeah. But yeah, this I think was like the biggest donation we got in the last like Givebacks round. You can see they have like almost 90K in there. They got like 2 donations of 40 something K on XDAI.
Some other milestones that we could mention are maybe the amount of donors. Like we've reached a new milestone of 250 donors. If we want to share that, so some data we might decide not to share because it gives a certain perception. But I think that kind of information is what people are really interested in. exact. And even transparency, if we've got anything on updates on how a project has used their funds, and we can see that 75% of it has gone to the direct help and 25% has gone to creating their own stream in some way.
Yeah.
I think one thing, I mean, this is like a wider point, but one thing that we're missing is we don't have a lot of like social proof or like testimonials from projects. I think that's something that we need to start getting more of. Maybe I can bring it up with the Connect group.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to get like more stories and more like testimonials that we can use either on social media or in the newsletter or anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the process that the projects follow to give their transparency or their feedback, are there any questions that as a standard maybe each month they have to fill in that says what is the biggest impact that you've had, even if it's not Giveth related, in your project this month? And then that might feed us that content that we can pick from. I don't know what questions are asked.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. That's a great idea. I think we should bring these ideas to the Connect working group because they're kind of like working on like this and that and a lot of different things. So I think like asking them to kind of like focus a little bit more on getting this feedback from projects and like creating content that then we can publish would be really valuable. I was also thinking like of asking, I put it in the notes for Connect working group. I'd also love to ask them to make like, we were doing like project spotlight tweet threads and stuff. And that's super nice to kind of like feature some of the projects that are new or newly verified. And we had someone who was making them like some weeks ago, but like, I think the Connect working group would be like good at doing that, or at least they could get feedback from the verification team with which projects are getting verified and like any new action. Like Ashley could provide that information as well.
Yeah, I can help with that for sure. And do you think that it's valuable to continue the blog posts that Mitch used to do, or just the tweet threads?
I think both are cool. I mean, I think the blog posts were fun to provide a bit more content. I don't think they got a ton of traction, but I think they are nice, like as like also we show that we support our projects, you know?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Let's I'd love to just like, I mean, we only have a few minutes left, but let's go to the strategy documents. Sim has been working on a bunch of really cool stuff, content planning. Do you want to update us, Sim, or like just give us a little bit of an idea of what you're working on here?
Yes, I just updated the issue that we were working on. I know in our previous meeting we had discussed breaking out 2 other issues. One was going to be for the website and another one for the content planning. But I just wanted to reduce the amount of clutter, obviously open to opening them up. But I've just added the content planning onto this same issue. It's open for everyone to edit, so they can just jump on. But basically in that update, I just outlined what the document now consists of and those issues that we had discussed in our meeting last week around social, newsletter, and the website. And then these 2 documents that have now been added on are work together to kind of supplement the content plan. So on that content plan, it's the sheet. If you can.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Otherwise,
yeah.
That's okay. That one's just for brainstorming content. So, okay, this is the sheet. So I'd originally done that first tab, which has broken it up to each day. And then Ahmad mentioned, and rightly so, it can be overwhelming to do things per day. So then I've opened up that other tab that says overall monthly split, which is we can use that one going forward, and it's the same thing. It's just basically we would consolidate the content that we would have in the first week of June, because maybe, for instance, on Twitter, we're only going to post this 3 bits of content and the rest will kind of be retweets. And in the second week, what are we going to do? Facebook, I've grayed it out for now because it'll be a repeat. And if we're just concentrating on Twitter and Instagram, or if we're just concentrating on Twitter because of the resources discussion on the replies that we just spoke about, but basically this content plan could be used to write down the content for each of our outreach for each of our channels, including even how often and which influencers we reach out to if we decide that we want to do that, because I know that it is a paid route. But I realize that you're on content only and given access for everyone to be able to edit. So I'm just going to check that again, because everyone should be able to edit that and add to it and ask questions. And yeah, I don't know why. I'll check the settings again. I must have done something wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool.
that's a basic. So anyone can contribute, and I think that I'm just going to populate it with some of what I think could work, and then that's actually what our starting discussion will be on our next meeting around this, as opposed to going into the meeting and asking for those ideas initially, because I think that would be more effective, but open to hearing your thoughts on that. Oh yeah, so then that other content document that you were in was just so I just looked at the landscape, kind of who's in our space as well, and then I'd also spent some time going through our current blogs and mapped out and kind of categorized what I thought each blog post fitted in, which category. I didn't read through each one, so it's up for debate. But generally, I thought, okay, those fit into 201, 301. We can just, we're going to add in any new blog articles. Which category do we want to focus on? Maybe it's 201s that we generally focus on. So it's really just, this is the content ideas to add to.
That's so cool.
Super cool. One thing, Sam, we mentioned this a while ago. I think it was like a month or so ago, about how we wanted to clean up the Medium categories that we have. And I think like this is a good chance maybe to go back to that, because like now that you thought about like how you want to split our content out, maybe you can go back to Medium and then figure out like which of those categories do we want to keep, and then how should we restructure it, because I think that the Medium is a bit messy at the moment.
Okay. I'll chat with you afterwards, because I know that we're out of time, so I'll just understand exactly but I know which task you're talking about, and but yeah, we can chat more about that.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
That sounds good.
Cool. So these two will be basically discussed. I still got to do the doodle for that, so it'll probably be next week because I've just gotten back from traveling. So and then these two documents will start. We need to just write down the details of the plans and see who's got the capacity to run with some of the execution. I know we're over, but just one more thought. I know we're hesitant to open up those channels because of the replies, but what about if we had to put into our content something that mentions every now and again that our team is a team of contributors, and the best way to chat to us if you've got a question is rather join our Discord or something, or we do automatic replies, which you can do on Facebook, just to somehow get our content onto those channels, but excuse ourselves for not replying within 2 days. So it was just a thought. People will understand. I mean, if we're a platform for giving, it's not like we've got people that are there waiting for people to write comments. So we might want to just put that content out every now and again, remind people that we're a group of contributors, and if you want to chat to us directly, join our Discord, and thereby we get people joining our community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally more in favor of doing that and like posting at least once a week, you know, and like starting something, you know, as opposed to just ignoring it completely if we can.
Okay. Well, you guys do it then.
We're just wanting to tiptoe into the room.
Okay, I'll let it happen. I'm down. If there's energy to put into it, and like if you want to create the Hootsuite sim, and Ahmad, you want to like keep an eye on it a little bit, and at least we set up like once a week posting or something. I'm down. I just can't. I just can't manage it at all. So if you don't need me at all for it, then go ahead and yep.
Cool. I think if we excuse ourselves, then people don't expect a reply immediately, and it's at least gets us on those channels.
I mean, and I mean, like, I honestly think, I mean, like, I don't think we're gonna get hundreds of people asking us questions on Instagram. Like, I doubt it.
Probably
I mean,
not.
at least not in the beginning.
Probably not. Yeah. Well,
You
okay.
monitor the Facebook.
Yeah.
Me.
Anyway, we have 4 minutes over. Thanks for joining the call. If there's any like residual things, just type it in the comms channel, tag at comstars, and we can kind of discuss async. But yeah, super productive call. Thanks everyone for joining, and thanks also to Callisto and T-Rex and Pythagorean for jumping in. I didn't get to say hi to you, but I'm glad you were here.
Yeah. No worries. Thank you, Lauren.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Lauren.
Guys.
Take care. Bye bye.